Good morning, girls. Welcome to class 9, where we are learning Science 1, and our lesson is going on Lesson 5 Acid, Bases, and Salts, which is the lesson of chemistry. So, in previous class, we have studied about a reactivity of acids and bases, where we have seen different types of reactions, and today we are going to see about salts, where we will see types of salts on the basis of acidic, basic, and neutral salts. Then we will see water of crystallization and ionic compounds and electrical conductivity. So, we will see types of salts. For that, we will do one activity. On that activity, we have to prepare 10 ml aqueous solution from 1 gram each of sodium chloride, ammonium chloride, and sodium bicarbonate. Then measure pH of each solution by means of pH paper. Are the values the same for all three? Classify the salts based on the pH values. We all know about pH values, which we have studied in previous class. So here we have taken three compounds and we have to measure the pH of each, and then we have to see that the value of pH is the same for all three, and also we have to classify the salts based on the pH values. So doing this experiment, you will observe that the pH values will not be the same for all these three salt solution. So pH of sodium chloride solution will be 7, that is a neutral, and pH of ammonium chloride solution is less than 7, that is acidic. We all know if the pH value is less than 7, then the solution is acidic, and the pH of sodium bicarbonate solution is greater than 7, that is basic. So we have seen that salts are formed by the reaction between acids and bases. Though this reaction is called a neutralization reaction, the resulting salts are not always neutral. It's not necessary that the resulting salt will be always neutral. Here we have seen this in experiment that all the solutions, the pH value of all three solutions is different. So a neutral salt is formed by neutralization of a strong acid by a strong base, and the aqueous solution of a neutral salt has pH equal to 7. An acidic salt is formed by the neutralization reaction between a strong acid and weak base. Okay, the pH of the aqueous solution of an acidic salt is less than 7. And on the contrary, a basic salt is formed by a neutralization reaction between weak acid and strong base, and the pH of an aqueous solution of such basic salt is greater than 7. So you have seen the difference in these three, and I hope you have understood that if we want a neutral salt, so it will be formed by the neutralization of strong acid and strong base. And if the salt is acidic salt, it will be formed by the neutralization reaction between strong acid and weak base. And for basic salt, will be formed by neutralization reaction between weak acid and strong base. So in this way, you will get the pH value of all these three. Okay, for neutralization, a neutral salt pH value equal to 7, for acidic salt pH value less than 7, and for basic salt pH value is greater than 7. Now here we have to complete the reaction in the following table. Before that, you have one question. Classify the following salts into the types acidic, basic and neutral. So as we have seen all these three types, so you can tell me and you can classify these salts. So if you see here, given sodium sulfate, so sodium sulfate is a neutral salt, okay, and then potassium chloride is also neutral salt. Ammonium nitrate is acidic salt. Sodium carbonate is basic salt. Sodium acetate is also basic salt, and sodium chloride is neutral salt. Okay, so in this way you have to classify this salts into these three types. Now here some reactions are given, so you have to complete this. Here carbonate salt of metal plus dilute acid. The reaction is in between carbonate salt of metal and plus dilute acid. So it will give you another salt of metal plus carbon dioxide. So one first reaction is given here, that is Na2CO3 plus 2HCl. After the reaction you will get 2 NaCl. Okay, here you can see you have the balance reaction, so 2 Na then 1 Cl, 2 Cl, so 2 NaCl plus remaining is a CO2 gas, that is carbon dioxide. Now in second, Na2CO3 plus, now you have to find the dilute acid, and the product is given Na2SO4 plus CO2. So you can tell me the what will be the dilute acid here. So by observing the product you have get here, you can tell the dilute acid here. So as the product is Na2SO4 plus CO2 and the carbonate salt of metal is Na2CO3. So the H2SO4, okay, H2SO4 will be the dilute acid here. Then the third reaction is CaCO3 plus 2HNO3. So you will get CaNO3 2, which is aqueous solution, and plus CO2 gas. And the last one is K2CO3 plus H2SO4, and you will get K2SO4 aqueous solution plus CO2 gas. Then here is a bicarbonate salt of metal plus dilute acid. You will get another salt of metal plus carbon dioxide plus H2O, that is water. So NaHCO3 plus HCl gives NaCl plus CO2 plus H2O. Similarly, you can do the other reactions. KHCO3 plus HNO3 gives KNO3 plus CO2 gas plus H2O water. And the third one is NaHCO3 plus dilute acid. Here you have to find product is given, that is CH3COONA, that is aqueous solution. So here the dilute acid will be CH3COOH. So by doing this reaction you will get CH3COONA aqueous plus CO2 gas plus H2O liquid water. Now water of crystallization. For that again you have one activity, one experiment is to do. So we will see it. Take some crystals of blue vitriol in 2 test tubes. The blue vitriol is the crystalline copper sulfate. Then add some water in 1 test tube and shake it. What did you see? So if you do this experiment, so you will see that blue vitriol will dissolve in water. And what is the color of the solution form? If we do this experiment, then you will observe that blue color solution is formed. And on heating, the crystalline structure of blue vitriol is broken down to form colorless powder and water evaporates. What did you see in the upper part of the test tube? So the color of blue vitriol changes to white color and water droplets are formed in the upper part of the test tube. So when the second test tube cools down, add some water in it and shake. What is the color of the resulting solution? On adding some water to the white powder, the blue colored solution is formed. So what inference can be drawn from this observation? So you will see that heating does not cause any chemical change in the blue vitriol. On heating blue vitriol, loss of water molecules and blue color occurs due to breaking down of the crystal structure. And on adding water, blue vitriol regains its blue color. All the above changes are physical changes. Okay. On heating, the crystalline structure of blue vitriol broke down to form a colorless powder and water came out. So this water was part of the crystal structure of blue vitriol and it is called water of crystallization. And on adding water to the white powder, a solution was formed which had the same color as the solution in the first test tube. So from this we come to know that no chemical change has occurred in the crystal of blue vitriol due to heating. And losing water on heating blue vitriol, breaking down of the crystal structure, losing blue color and regaining the blue color on adding water are all physical changes. No chemical changes occur in this experiment. Okay, here in yellow box given that repeat the above activity for ferrous sulfate, sodium carbonate and write the chemical equation. So just cross it, we don't gonna study that, it's not in the portion. Then again there is one experiment which we will see. Apparatus, you have to take evaporating dish, then Bunsen burner, then tripod stand, wire gas, etc. And the chemical is alum. Alum is the chemical compound. So take a small stone of alum in the evaporating dish and keep the dish on the tripod stand and heat it with the help of burner. So what did you see in the dish? So you will see that when alum is heated, it loses its water of crystallization and white swollen light mass of anhydrous alum is obtained and it is called the puffed alum. So as we know that ionic compounds are crystalline in nature and these crystals are formed as a result of definite arrangements of ions. In the crystal of some compounds, water molecules are also included in this arrangement. That is the water of crystallization. So the water of crystallization is present in a definite proportion of the chemical formula of the compound and it is indicated in the chemical formula as shown below. You can see here that crystalline blue vitriol, the formula is CuSO4 5H2O. Then crystalline ferrous sulfate is FeSO4 7H2. We can call it green vitriol. Then the crystalline washing soda, that is Na2CO3 10H2O. And the crystalline alum, its formula is K2SO4 Al2SO4 324H2O. So we conclude that crystalline substances contain water of crystallization. The molecules of water of crystallization are part of the internal arrangements of the crystal. And on heating or just by keeping, the water of crystallization is lost and the crystalline shape of the part is lost. Again, there is one activity. Actually, there are so many activities, so theoretically it's tough to understand it. When we will do it by ourselves, then it will be easy to understand. So whenever we get chance, we will do this experiment. So right now you just understood the activities. Here you have to prepare a solution of 1 gram sodium chloride in 50 ml water. Then take two electrical wires, connect one wire to the positive terminal of 6-volt battery, while connecting the other wire to the negative terminal of the battery. Include one switch and one holder with an electric bulb. Now remove the insulating cladding from 3 cm portion of the other free ends of the two wires. Take the salt solution in a 100 ml capacity beaker and immerse the uncovered ends of the two wires in it, keeping the wire erect with the help of a support. Now switch on the current. Note whether the bulb glows. Repeat the same procedure using solution of 1 gram of copper sulfate, glucose, urea, and dilute H2SO4, 5 ml dilute NaOH, each in 50 ml water. And then you have to record your observation in a table. So with which solution did the bulb glow and which solution are electrical conductor? So when we will do this experiment, you will get the answer all of this question. So you will see that the bulb glows only when electric current passes through it, and this can happen only when the electric circuit is complete. So in the above activity, the circuit is found to be complete when the aqueous solution of NaCl, CuSO4, H2SO4 and NaOH are used. It means that these solutions are conductors of electricity. We have studied the lesson current electricity, where we have studied that how electric current flows, and which is the good conductor and bad conductor. So here you can see that the current flow through this solution. So these are the conductors of electricity. So electrons conduct electricity through electrical wires, and ions conduct electricity through a liquid or a solution. So this is the difference between electrons and ions. And electrons leave the battery at the negative terminal and complete the electric circuit and enter the battery at the positive terminal. And when there is a liquid or a solution in the circuit, two rods, wire or plates are immersed in it, and these are called electrodes. Electrodes are usually made of conducting solid, and the electrode connected to the negative terminal of a battery by means of a conducting wire is called a cathode, and the electrode connected to the positive terminal of a battery is called an anode, which we have already studied in the lesson current electricity, if you remember. So why does the electric circuit get completed on immersing the electrodes in certain liquids or solution? So in order to understand this phenomena, let us look more close at the solution in the above activity, which were found to be electrical conductors. For that, we have to study the next topic, that is dissociation of ions and electrical conductivity, which we will study on next class. So today's home assignment is you have to complete this reactions, and also you can draw this diagram. Due to some urgent work, I have to go to the school, so I cannot take the live class on Google Meet. That's why I'm sending this video for your study. So you just study this video. In revision, we will revise these topics again, so don't worry. If you have any doubts, you can ask on that time. So till then, keep practicing, keep learning. Thank you.